Scene 1, take 1.
But what if they truly exist, living amongst us?
I understand you wish to conceal your identity for your protection.
Not my protection. Yours.
Man, you do not pay me enough for this.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ali and welcome to Embrace the Film. Today we are taking a look at the 2017 found footage horror abomination, The Monster Project, from director Victor Matthau. This film stars Toby Hemingway, Justin Browning, and Muriel Zucker. This film centers around a recovering drug addict who takes a job with a documentary crew who plan to interview 3 subjects who claim to be real-life monsters. Not the greatest concept of all time. This film gets a really rough start with 2 guys trying to make YouTube fame by faking monster clips. Within 5 minutes of the opening scene, they make the cheeseball mistake to reference both Halloween and the Blair Witch. Little advice: if you're making a found footage horror film, don't go about referencing every movie that has anything to do with what you're making. It's just a painfully obvious attempt to connect with your audience. Right from the jump, you can tell that this film has extremely poor production quality and suffers from very bad found footage tropes, like dying camera batteries that last way longer than they should. The acting in this film takes both extremes. You have some actors who are very bland and uninteresting, while on the other hand you have actors who overact to the utmost extremes. The character of Jamal is flat out annoying and obnoxious from start to finish. I didn't find myself caring about any of the characters. The main character of the film was probably the most relatable one, but he was just so bland that I couldn't stand him. Like most of the straight-to-VOD found footage films we get these days, it's packed with moments that don't make any sense. There are very intimate moments that aren't supposed to be filmed that the characters just leave the camera running through. This is another found footage film where it conveniently cuts to footage from cameras that the characters would have no access to. You had many shots that were heavily overexposed or heavily underexposed, which I guess can be forgiven considering it is supposed to be a found footage style, and if it were a true found footage film, those mistakes would exist. But there are a lot of things in this film that I just can't forgive. This film is overloaded with glitch jump scares. Once the monsters start wreaking havoc, the film gets molested by night vision and horrendous CG augmentation. And now for the meat of it. Spoiler heavy, so if you have any intention of watching this film, this is your warning. Spoilers ahead. There were so many plot points in this film that just didn't work for me in any way. For example, there's a moment where the characters have to exorcise a demon when they have no way of knowing how to do that and no real ties to God. It's not like one of them was an ex-priest or something. They're just kids making a documentary. How the fuck are they supposed to be able to exorcise a demon? That's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And don't even get me started on the twist of the film, revealing that there's some kind of a cult that is behind all of the events of this movie, and the dickhead character of the film, who is the one who brought everybody together to make this documentary, reveals that he's some kind of cult figure who led everyone there to be killed as part of some kind of ritual to summon some super entity of some kind. Oh, and the best part of that, the only reason the main character is in this film is because he has the heart of the truest believer in God. How original! Not. And apparently, for some reason, they need his blood to summon, like, the Antichrist, which we never get to see. Oh, and thank God werewolves can't get through tiny locks. There are so many parts in this film where the characters are running away from a werewolf and slam a door and close this tiny little lock, and somehow the beast can't rip through it, even though moments later we see him tearing doors off hinges. The fuck? But I digress. This movie wasn't all terrible. The practical effects, when used, were pretty solid. And there were moments in the film that I appreciated. During the demon slaying scene in the basement, they used a really cool shadow effect where they showed the shadow on the wall rather than showing you the actual action. It had a very 80s feel, which I very much enjoyed. The sound work in this film was pretty well done. I thought the idea of using the demon appearing in the glitches was a very interesting idea. I just really wish they had executed it in even a slightly good way. For example, if they had shot the glitch sections with the demon in the exact same position as the actress that it's supposed to be possessing, that way when the glitches came on, the demon was there in her place, that would have been phenomenal. It would have made things so much cooler to look at. But unfortunately, they just chose to shoot them after the fact in any position they wanted and pepper them throughout the movie. They shot all the interview sequences pretty well, especially the Skinwalker one. They lit the character in a perfect silhouette and it looked really nice. I very much loved the Evil Dead style demonic hallucination sequence. That worked very well in the found footage style with the fog and everything. I have to give it to the writers in the sense that this concept is one that most people wouldn't have touched. Because of that, it was something that had never been done and it was different. But at the same time, there's probably a reason that no one else would have done this. There are so many other things about this film that I could probably go on about, but I feel like I've dragged on long enough. With all said and done, I have to give The Monster Project a D-. Aside from a few well-chosen filmmaking moments, this film is an absolute travesty and should pretty much just be avoided. I suppose if you're looking for a cheap thrill and something you don't have to think about that you can maybe throw on in the background, this could be for you, but otherwise, this film has nothing in terms of substance and is extremely lackluster.
Those people that we brought here to interview, they're not people!
Time to pay for your sins.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a moment to let you all know that I have launched a Patreon account for Embrace the Film. So if you would like to be part of the ETF experience, for as little as $1 a month, you can help me turn this into a full-time career and be able to bring you more videos each week. We've got a bunch of different tier levels and some great rewards to go with them. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's segment. Click subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest reviews. Click that little bell to be notified on all future uploads. Make sure you drop a like, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.